Hello and welcome to the France 24 interview, an exceptional event as our correspondent in Colombia, Pascal Mariani, secured a one-to-one meeting with the firebrand president of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez. He's due to meet his French counterpart for the first time next Tuesday in Paris. Chavez is to brief Nicolas Sarkozy on his efforts to broker the release of hostages held by Marxist rebels in Colombia, including Franco-Colombian politician Ingrid Betancourt. The French president may have to tread carefully. Chavez is known for his diatribes against Sarkozy's ally Washington and against the West's liberal economic policies. And he's raised plenty of eyebrows by warmly welcoming Iran's leader Mahmoud Ahmadinejad and offending the King of Spain. Here's our interview with Hugo Chavez.
I'm going to France because I was invited by Sarkozy, and I thank him for that invitation. He already told me over the phone that he would like us to become good friends. But, of course, the main issue is that of the humanitarian exchange, an exchange in which Ingrid finds herself. I hope I will be able to bring some good news, but I will have to ask him a number of things. He wants and can help in the process. He can help us to find an issue to finding an agreement between the government of the President Uribe and the FARC Secretariat. I hope I'll be able to bring back proof that she is still alive. I don't have it yet, but I do hope to have it before I get to France.
How could France facilitate this humanitarian exchange?
Well, it's a very touchy issue. I will speak about it with the President, and once we have had our conversation, I think we'll be in a better position to say more specifically in what matter France can help. However, before we have spoken about this, it'll be different.
And you think President Uribe will enable you to meet Manuel Marulanda, the head of the guerrilla of the FARC in the Colombian jungle?
As regards the meeting with Marulanda, I already told Sarkozy that I believe that that is an absolutely necessary meeting. And therefore, we will have to do everything in our power to make sure this meeting takes place. It is possible, indeed, for that type of meeting. I spoke about it in Santiago de Chile with President Uribe, and we'll try and see the best way to get to that meeting. As I told Commander Ivan Marquez, since I've spoken with him on a number of occasions, that he should tell Marulanda that if the meeting takes place between Chavez and Marulanda, Chavez cannot leave empty-handed. So I do have hope that the meeting will take place, and through that meeting we will move on to the solution for the humanitarian exchange.
If the constitutional reform is approved, do you think remaining president for life?
I don't know. I haven't given thought to that. I do not think that I will be president for life. That's not my present thinking. What I'm proposing to Venezuelans, as can be done in France, you have a president that is elected, re-elected, and re-elected as long as the people so wishes, so that people have the power to choose and choose the head of a state as many times as they wish. I think that is what is most important. Whether I am a president for a day or two more, a few years more, 20 more years, well, it's related to many factors. But that's not what I have in the back of my mind when I made that proposal.
What is for you the most revolutionary idea underlying this reform?
To include the people's authority and power and inscribe it into the Constitution as part of the national public power. From the grassroots, we can give new power and special geometry to power. And it will include new limits, and that implies a moral, social, and political revolution. We are speaking about direct democracy, full democracy, and this is why we say this socialism is profoundly democratic. And there is also an economic revolution, a major one. And in this manner, we establish a system which will enable us to extend the authority power to people, to extend it to them. And it's a way to do away with what we inherited from the past. This is more advanced than the French Revolution, in fact. Imperialism has regained power and force. Until a short time ago, Cuba was the only country in the world that was, in fact, standing upright against the anti-imperialist flag. We have joined that movement. But though Putin might say that he cannot accept that orders from the United States, but we have areas that imperialism is present, and anti-imperialism has to be there to stop that threat coming from imperialism. We have to do away with that threat.
You know that the relations with the United States are not at the top. What could happen with the successor of George Bush after January 20, 2009?
Well, we'll have to wait for that. I don't know. I cannot guess. St. Augustine used to say, to see why. We have a couple of options. It's too early to advance any hypotheses here. What I can say is that we wish to build and have good political, diplomatic, economic relations with all countries of the world, and above all with our allies, but also with other countries. Though there might be differing ideologies, differing political approaches, different economic vision, but we wish to have good relations, and especially with the United States.
You have a forecasted visit, a planned visit in Tehran. What do you think about the will to go on with the nuclear program?
I hope that Iran, International Atomic Agency, and European countries, Russia, will be in a position to guarantee to all of us that what is being prognosticated by Bush, war, an invasion, a third world war, a nuclear war. We cannot have a fourth world war after a nuclear war. So we would have a world nuclear war, and it would be total disaster. So I think that we will be able to progressively build on a diplomatic solution. I demand that we be respectful vis-à-vis Iran. I do not believe Iran is in the process of building an atomic bomb. No, I don't think so. I have visited Tehran, Islamabad several times. In the Persian Gulf, they are developing nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. I am convinced of that. Venezuela will also do that. We will set up nuclear power for peaceful purposes. Brazil has already done so, Argentina also. And many other countries will go through peaceful civil uses of atomic energy because it will enable us to deal with the future energy crisis that is coming closer and closer. And then you have oil prices, you have pollution, climatic changes here. So we are reaching the conclusion of Europe cannot follow in the steps of the United States. We need for Europe to have a different vision of the world as compared with that of the United States. Europe has to look at Latin America from a different point of view. They should see over and beyond the dictatorships, capitalistic dictatorships. At present, there are not major differences. We are always seen as a market, consumers. We are not really seen as human beings. We are seen as consumers. We are our market. So they come and see us so they can sell. And they try to see what are the profits you can draw from those relations. But then they bring back the benefits back home, and they do not truly help those countries to leave poverty. We need a new Europe.
That was France 24's interview with Hugo Chavez, the Venezuelan president, a man who rarely misses an opportunity to create controversy. Well, if you'd like to react to that interview, do please log on to our website. That's www.france24.com. That's all for now. Do stay tuned to France 24.